Hey guys, just checking to see if anybody's in here. I am just trying to test out this whole live stream thing. For some reason, I've got a cord is stuck. I'm trying to reach my keyboard. Bear with me. I'm learning here. I think it needs to come way on up a different way here. Let me do some untangling. If anybody's here, pop in and say hi. I'll be right with you. Hold on. I did some rearranging of things at home and moved my whole desk area. And I'm trying to get this little bread tie off of my cord for my keyboard. I just want to test this whole live thing out. Never done it before and want to be able to get to your chats and see all the good stuff. All right, I think I have got it. Okay, we have an actual keyboard. So I know it is Sunday night and everybody's probably pretty busy or had a long weekend, recuperating from the 4th. We didn't really do a whole lot here, just enjoyed having a dinner at home and just my husband and I, just the two of us. But I'll wait a few minutes, see if anybody's going to catch up and give a try with this. Try it out with me. I am brand new at doing a live, and just wanted to check it out. Let me know if you can hear me. I tried actually to do this on my phone. My phone takes better videos, and I have a microphone for it. It's for an iPhone. And this computer, I cannot find a way to hook up that microphone. So, and then when I had the microphone working on the camera, it wouldn't let me go live for some reason. It said to rotate my phone. Well, in order to do that, I have one of these tripod things, and I couldn't figure that out. So I just gave that up and decided to get on here and try it on my computer. So you'll have to let me know. Hopefully somebody pops in at least to tell me if they can hear me this way. That would be great. This is it. This is Sherry on a low carb journey. This is our little family rooms now / office area. And I spent the weekend cleaning out. Oh, this is one of those rooms that accumulates stuff because it's not the room we hang out in now. It was once upon a time, and then we moved to there's another living room, and so this was kind of a catch-all room, and so I had to do a lot of cleaning out, which I got some functional fitness in, and boy, could I feel it last night. I was so sore, but thankfully today I am not sore. And I just went to church and came home and did some more work and just wanted to get everything organized. And because I don't know about you, but I always feel better when I get things organized. Um, Let me see if I can go share this video on to Facebook and see if that can get us a few people in here to just to chat so I can learn how to chat with you all. Hey, Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Can you hear me okay? That's my concern with using this computer. I do not know if I come across very well or not. I couldn't get my microphone that I've got from my iPhone to work. So just let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm going to go try to share this video on my Facebook. Hey, good. I'm glad you can hear me. Thank you for joining me as I ramble on because I don't know what I'm doing, especially with doing a live, but love having you here, Debbie. share this, and maybe we can grab a few friends just to get on and chat, because I'd really love to learn to do this, but I'm completely new at it. Bear with me. I'm going to go see if I can figure out sharing this to my Facebook page and see if anybody wants to join us. Let's see here. How was your day today? Did you do anything fun or exciting? Well, unfortunately, I don't know if I can share this. There it goes. Okay. Well, I shared it. Hey, if it's just you and me, Debbie, that's all right. I haven't got to see you in person and since Hilliard, and I've been enjoying, oh man, Cindy's videos that she just took at the hey Nan, how are you doing? That she took at the meetup when they went to Eaton, Ohio. I just really loved hearing everybody's stories. It was so incredible. Um, was hoping to go to the next meetup. I think it's July 27th. Um, and but I don't know if I'll get to go. My son, would have been my transportation, because I do not like to drive, especially in Columbus. I don't like driving in big cities, and I only do it when it's absolutely necessary. And I'd have to go by myself if he doesn't get to go, so I didn't sign up yet. Let's see, I'm going to read a couple of these. And guys, I do not know how to put your chat on. I could try to click it and see if it comes up. Does that show up on the screen for you, Debbie? It says you're baking protein egg white bread today. Hey, that's what I did Saturday. And I made buns, and it was delicious for my hamburgers. No, actually, I must have made them Thursday. I made them Thursday, so I had them for the 4th of July. That was really good. And tonight's for dinner, I toasted one, and we had BLTs, and that was delicious. I'm so thankful that Cindy shared that recipe, because that stuff is good. Let's see. Nancy, thank you. I'm just, like I said, I just want to practice on doing a live, because I've never did it before. And just want to figure it all out. I'm still camera shy. I know I've made a lot of videos, but I'm still camera shy. And but I feel better when I'm here with my friends. I love you all so much. Yeah, definitely, Nancy. Try the egg white bread. It looks really good. Now, I'm not a fan of rye bread. Maybe I'll have to try it for my husband. He likes it, but I saw Cindy made a rye bread, but I haven't tried that one yet. Did try cinnamon for a while, but it just didn't have enough of a cinnamon taste. So if you guys have a good recipe for, I'd really like a cinnamon cinnamon cake, coffee cake kind of recipe, but still have it low carb. If you have something like that, please share it, because I would love to have that. Um, what have you guys been up to as far as just for this summer? Been doing anything fun? Uh, my son and I got to go, oh gosh, when was it? About a month ago. We went to Ohio Amish country and just spent the day, and went to a an Amish farm. Yeah, I had that. Yeah, I don't know what I did with it. I had the little flyer that had where we went. It was called the Farm at Walnut Creek, and they had these wagons that you could ride, and you go out and you feed these big animals. I mean, I'm talking big longhorn cattle and bison and deer, and they all just come up, and you just feed them. There was the big animals like the bison and stuff. They just stick their tongue out and open their mouth, and you just pour the food in, and the deer would come up and just eat it right out of your hand. It was so much fun. If you are an animal lover, you gotta go try something like that. Oh, good, Debbie. That shows highlighted. Hey, I'm learning something. I'm glad you guys are here to help me learn. Let's see. Let's try another one. Nancy. Boy, now I'm knowing Cindy must be a pro at this. You'll have to tell her, Debbie. because she does this, makes it look so easy. I'm over here trying to look and find one. Um, but hey, I got to learn sometime. And so let's see, 4th of July, my son went to his grandparents. And so it was just Jim and I at home. And so I made hamburgers and we had the egg white bread for buns. And I made the keto fluff that you use, the sugar-free pudding. So we had like cheesecake flavored pudding, and we had some strawberries and whipped cream. That was really good. Um, I told Jim that I have to watch eating too much of that sugar-free pudding, even making it with the heavy cream. It just, my body just thinks of it like I'm eating sugar, so I can't eat it very often. But I'm trying. I've been fighting the same few pounds and just trying to hang in there and eat the best I can, do the best I can, and that's that's all we can do. Well, I think we'll get there eventually, so I'm not too worried. I'm glad these are showing highlighted. Debbie says, let's bring you up here, that your husband had been wanting bread, but had been so busy I hadn't got it. That's me. I hadn't made it in such a long time. We were on a regular routine of, Jim was home. We have the home health aide that comes most days, Monday through Friday. She does miss occasionally for things. So she's here 4 hours, and then I work from 7 to 4, Monday through Friday. Still have a kid in school and activities, and so I'm pretty busy. So we'd got into a pretty good routine, and I was making some stuff on the regular. And then uh, was beginning of May when Jim started getting sick again. And then, we had him in the hospital a couple of times. And finally, he did a 12-day stay in the hospital and then had to spend another week in nursing home for rehab. So then I got all off course again. And of course, I don't know if anybody else is in this where you have home health care, but when something like that happens. So he's on a regular routine. He has physical therapy once a week. He has a nurse that comes, and he has an aide. Well, when he's gone several days and he gets admitted to the hospital or for a nursing home rehab stay, then we have to go through the whole recertification process. So sometimes it can take a couple of weeks before you get your help back. And so then that keeps me extra busy, but we make it through and it's working out. So we're kind of getting back into our regular routine again. And so I had time to do some baking, and I had the 4th off, so that was great to have the day off from work. Did you guys get the day off from work? I hope you did. Let's see if I can read some more comments on here. Let's see. Bill. Hi, Bill. Have you looked at Victoria's Keto Kitchen for her keto flour recipe? No, I haven't seen that. I'll have to check that out. Well, for some reason, there we go. It says, I use one of them and they are great. Ooh, that sounds good. Um, like I said, I don't always have a lot of time to try out recipes, but I do occasionally like to do that. I've been keto chow ice cream a lot this summer. I know I do better weight loss wise if I don't have it almost every day, but I seem to survive the summer without falling off track too bad if I do have it almost every day. So I'm okay. I just don't want to fall off track too bad. So I would like to do another round of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs because that really helps me immensely. But usually, I think in the fall I'm ready for something like that. But we'll see how it goes. Let's see who we got here. Thank you, Nancy. I'm doing the best I can here. Debbie watched some fireworks and some of the neighbors they were having fun with. Yeah, that's always fun when people in your neighborhood do it. I did get to look out the window and see a few. So that was kind of fun. Um, yeah. Oh, your dad, Debbie, had home health care, has home health care. So you know what you're talking about. Yeah, it can get kind of crazy. And then it's like a big relief when you finally get the care, the help. And then, but something comes along and disrupts that. And then you're like, oh, what am I going to do? But, I'm thankful that I've been at the same company for 25 years now that I work for. So I do have FMLA. So, I've just been trying to reserve my vacation time so that way, if I have to take off for something related to gym, that I can use my vacation time and still get paid for being off. So, I'm very grateful that I do have FMLA. I know a lot of people don't have that, and so I am very, very grateful for that. Um, let's see. Let's see what else we can pull up here. Oh, let's see. Nancy says, hi, Bill. Um, Debbie says, oops, let me bring you back up here, Debbie. That you've been making Casey ice cream a lot this summer, too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but it literally keeps me from stopping at the local Dairy Queen. And I live in a small town but they did change owners, but it is still the packed, the busiest little dairy bar, in any small town. There are times they are lined up down the sidewalk just to get their ice cream or their foods, and I drive by there on my way to and from work every single day, and I have not stopped. Now I'm going to confess we do have another ice cream place in town, but I did eat sugar-free ice cream. Probably way too much of it because their scoops were huge. But that was a treat I had out one day with my son. It was sugar-free ice cream. I think Velvet brand. If you're familiar with Ohio, they have ice cream factory called Velvet Ice Cream, and so that was an off-plan treat. And my stomach did not like it too well. One day I might grow up and learn better, but I'm just not there yet. But then that's only been maybe a couple of times in a several month period that I've had that one. But most of the time, I'm just happy to have my keto chow ice cream. I have not made the keto chow chews in a while, and I always like those, but I just haven't made time. Well, heck, my husband's probably going to be saying, "Where are my butter bites?" Because I haven't even made brown butter bites because I've got off schedule. That's something we eat pretty regular too to try to get our healthy fats in, but we just I've just been crazy with my schedule. So this coming weekend or one evening I will get some brown butter bites made. I don't know if you guys eat those or not, but I do think they help keep the extra fat in your system that you need. They seem to help us out a lot. So, and I make them. When I'm not on beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, I use the Swerve brown sugar. I put about a tablespoon of that in and some vanilla and some cinnamon. So it's like a cinnamon roll butter bite. And they are really good and just easy to grab one or two out of the freezer. So I need to make those again. Um, Gosh, you guys have any other ideas for other easy treats like that will keep me away from other stuff? I think a lot of us were still fighting our sugar addictions. I know I am. I know I do so much better than I used to. I'm still, gosh, May 2nd made my 2-year keto anniversary that I have been eating keto. I'd say fallen off the wagon within 2 years, maybe 4 or 5 times, mostly around the holidays or event or vacation. But as far as comparing that to my old life, that's still great. So the percentages are pretty high of me eating keto. So I'm glad for that. Um, Down, I think, around 55 pounds. Really got that much and then some to go. But I think we'll get there eventually. And maybe when we can get a little less stress going on. And, I, I can tell you, I can be doing so good diet wise and still not losing weight. And I know 100% that when that happens, it is just the stress. The stress is just hanging on to it. My body's just hanging on to it. So if you are in there with me and you're struggling and you're down only halfway after 2 years, it's okay. I'm there right now. And it's okay because I feel better and I do not want to go back to where I was. Let me see if I can read some more of you guys' comments here. Let's see. Debbie says she has not tried the butter bites yet. You got to give them a try. I at first thought it was going to be really, really gross, but they're good. Another thing that I thought was I saw everybody else having it was the egg in your coffee. And I thought, oh, that sounded so, so gross. But I got brave and tried it one morning. It was a weekend, I was off, and I'm like, if I don't like it, I'm just going to pour this out and get a regular cup of coffee. Well, I tried it and it actually tasted good. I was very surprised. And it when you use the frother, it like foams up like a latte and it's very good. That I highly recommend if you are someone who likes a little bit of something in your coffee. If you're not a fan of black coffee, but you're trying to tighten up your diet, and especially this was great for me when I did beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. I would put a pat of butter and an egg in my coffee and froth it up, and it was great. And it kept me from being hungry too. So there is something to it, and I know it sounds really gross, but give it a try. I mean, if you're not a coffee drinker, you don't want to try it. But if you are a coffee drinker and you prefer like a little bit of flavoring or sweetener in your coffee, give it a try. Let's see what else we got here. Debbie says she fights the sugar addiction too. Yeah, it is real. We went at church today. Pastor, he was like, he had almost decided he was going to do a sermon on addiction. Now, I go to a church that is very open to open our doors, and we have a homeless ministry. And so we have people that come into church that are definitely for real fighting, a drug or an alcohol addiction. But on the upside of that, we've got to see people that come out of that. We've got this young lady that I love her to death. She just celebrated over 500 days sober. So, this ministry is helping these people, and, we want them to feel welcome. And when they walk in the doors to our church, that we're just all as messed up as you are. We're all just here for the same reason. And so, but he was going to have a sermon on addiction. And so he's like, well, he said, I just don't have it all put together. So he talked about it a little bit, but I was sitting there thinking, people were saying, yeah, I'm this many days sober, this many days off of Percocets, this many days off of whatever. And I was sitting there thinking, yeah, I'm still in that sugar addiction thing. And so I think I will talk with Pastor Tim and say, maybe in your addictions, you might mention those of us who are also fighting this sugar addiction that, man, it's hard. It really is hard. And when you've eliminated it from your diet for a while, and then you have a little bit, boy, that's when you learn how much of an addiction you've got. Because back when I was eating, Oreos and ice cream and Doritos and Mountain Dew all the time, yeah, I didn't think I was addicted. I thought I was eating bad, which I was, but I didn't think I had an addiction. But boy, when I got it out of my system, I knew I had an addiction, and I'm still fighting it today. Um, Friday at work, every Friday, there is this guy that comes in, really super nice man. He's been there forever, and he brings donuts every Friday. And so, man, I was thinking, oh, that sounded so good. They bring him over and you want a donut, but I tell him, I say, John, thank you, but I'll take a smile instead. And so he'll turn around and give me a smile, and I'll say thank you. So now around the holidays, I fell and I had donuts, but he's, I know he means well, and it's very nice. But man, that's my sugar addiction was like, oh, just one. And then my keto brain was saying, yeah, you know what that one leads to? It leads to a dozen more, So I'm glad I've learned so much in this journey with you all. Let's see who else has said something here. You were thinking gross on both of those, Debbie. Yeah, I know the butter bites. When I tried them without anything in them, it was different. But I think at that time too, my diet was a lot different, and I did not. I also didn't like eating fat, but now I like the ribeye fat. Now, if it's not cooked enough, I'll save it, cut it off, and put it in the air fryer and make crispy little bites that are absolutely delicious. Those are great, and I don't know if you've tried that or not, but man, get your air fryer out, cut off the bites. Now, some people don't mind eating it, and the way it is. But unless it's got enough of the steak taste to it, I just don't like to eat the fat. But I do like it when I air fry it. It gets almost like a chewy, like crispy bacon texture to it. It's really, really good. Now I have not tried the pork belly. I see everybody have that, but I'm not a good cook, so I don't have a smoker. I know people air fry it, so I could try it that way. But um, Debbie says, Nan and Sherry, sugar addiction can be a battle. Yes, it can. Says a lot. I've creamed a lot this summer too. Your creamies, you've had a lot this summer. Um, And Debbie says, we grew up loving carbs and junk food. Absolutely. I can remember as a kid, probably 6, 7 years old. I was one of those kids that I was always staying at my cousin's house or my grandparents' house. I don't know. I just thought it was like a vacation to go stay at their house for the weekend. And we just had fun doing that. And, but I can remember just sitting down to watch TV and, they'd bring out the potato chips. And I, even at that time, I think I knew I had some kind of food problem, but I didn't know what it was that young, obviously. But, they could eat 5 potato chips and then they're satisfied. And I'm like over here thinking, I want the whole bag. I really had a problem way back then. And same thing with Pop Tarts. It said one Pop Tart was a serving. And so, they'd eat one and be like, fine. And I'd be like, heck, I could eat two sometimes and still be hungry. All that sugar just didn't fill me up. But, I didn't know what it was way back then. But yeah, you are right. We grew up eating it. And it is hard to retrain yourself from those habits. And um, it's sad because, well, here I am. My son, he's going to be 18 next month. And now I know he has picked up and learned a lot from the videos I watch, and he enjoyed meeting some of you guys at the Keto Ohio meetup. I know he knows it, he's learning, but at the same time, he is at that point of, I'm going to be an adult, make my own decisions, do my own thing. And I do still buy the things he requests from the store because I remember what it was like. I had a weight problem all my life as far as I can remember back. And so, and I go back and forth with that in my head. Am I being a terrible mom because I buy him some Oreos and he wants some Oreos? But then I think, he's old enough. He knows, and he'll get there. I just got to keep that in my mind that he'll get there. But I've just not been able to say, no, I'm not going to get you that. So, um, Nancy, you're right. The struggle has gotten better doing keto. Man, that so true. And doing good keto versus dirty keto, or the keto when I started, which was net carbs and lots of products. That's harder to kick your sugar addiction when you're eating Atkins bars and stuff. Now my husband does still do those, but he doesn't seem to have the same kind of sugar addiction that I do. He sugar-free candies, for instance. Every now and then, his mom will buy us some of the like the homemade. You buy them in the Amish stores, the chocolates that are sugar-free, and she'll bring those over. And he could eat one every 2 or 3 days and not even think about it. I could eat five, at one time. So that's the difference in the two of us. He has more control over his sugar. It doesn't seem to bother him. Um, oh, Debbie, we enjoyed meeting you too. See if I can. Yeah, that was my first meetup, and hopefully not my last. I definitely want to go again. Just depends on how my life's going at the time. But my goal would be one day to go to Keto Palooza. I hope they keep having it. I know they had talked about, they questioned for a while if it was going to continue, but um, I hope they have it, and I hope someday I get to go. It's right now I'm kind of in a place where I can't really go away and spend the night. I just feel like that's not good for, unless, well, we don't have that kind of help with aides that they would come and spend the night or anything. They just, they're here for 3 or 4 hours, and that helps. I mean, they help him with his um, daily needs, shower, and give him lunch, and do his laundry. And that's a huge help, and I am so grateful to have that help. But it would be nice to have a vacation every now and then, just because I love to vacation. I love to travel, love to go places, but that's okay. We're just hanging in there, doing life, and just being positive and thankful for what we've got. Thankful we've got the help we've got. I'm glad my son got to go and spend some time with his grandparents. And so, he gets to go out and have a little bit of fun. So that's all right. Debbie says, let me bring you up here. I know what you mean, Sherry. We're going to KPL at least. My oldest son is going to look out for my dad when we go. That's great. That's awesome. Um, if I went, I'd probably want to take Shane with me, or somebody, because I don't know that I would want to go by myself. But the thing with Shane, I mean, he would help out with his dad as much as he could. But on the days that he doesn't have an aide, I have to help him with his bath and stuff. And, he's a teenage boy. He doesn't want to help his dad with things like that. That's a little bit too personal. He doesn't want to do that. And I can't blame him. I wouldn't want to either. Um, but it's just hopefully I'll get to go again. It's always in October, is that right? um, I know the first when it this first year's was announced, or this last year, I didn't sign up because at that time my son was playing football, and of course that's right in the middle of football season in high school. This year he's not playing football, but we just have to see. I hope someday we get to go there. Let's see. I was trying to write down just a couple little notes because I didn't know how this was going to go. Um, just, oh, I know. I did have a topic I was going to bring up. So this has happened to me a few times, and I'm just curious if this happens to you. If you've done keto for a while, you've changed a little bit, lost a little bit of weight, gotten a little healthier. I find myself, just like with, for instance, with cleaning out this room, um, I still find myself in the old frame of mind, thinking of myself in that old frame of health, and thinking, oh, I'm too tired. I can't do that. And then, but not just this, but there's been other things that I've done. And I'm like, it's just like, I think I'm stuck in where I was health wise a couple years ago, back when I was 273 pounds, and I'm down now. I think I weighed in at maybe 217, so, but I think I still think of myself as the old unhealthy self that couldn't do those things or couldn't do them very well. But I really amaze myself because I mean, I worked all day yesterday. Um, Shame to say we had so much stuff in this room, but we did. And so, I mean, I just went through everything. I mean, we still got a lot of stuff, but we have all these couple of bookcases, and they were just like crammed full of, you name it. Because it's just like you got some, just throw it in there. Nobody's ever out there. There's been some oxygen bottles over here. Um, there's still stuff, but it's much better. But it literally, I worked on it all day, took a lunch break, and went back, worked some more in the evening. And then today, I decided I think I'm going to move my desk out there. So it used to sit out there next to the deep freezer. That's our little dining area. And that's where my desk was, but it was always so jam packed, crammed in there, and took up so much room. And so, since we threw out the old couch that was out here, which that old couch had gotten beaten up by my teenager and had seen better days. So it is sitting out by the curb for the trash tomorrow. And we had all this room. And so then I'm like, I'm moving my desk out there. I think that would be nice. So far it is pretty nice to sit out here and relax. Oh, I'm getting ranting. I'm sorry, guys. And then let's see. Debbie says, I understand my oldest son is 31. Yeah, definitely a huge difference in a 31 and a 18-year-old as far as, you know, personal needs for their parents. It's kind of a lot different, but Shane will be going back to school. I can't believe August this next month already, but it'll be a senior, which I'm an old mom. I'm going to be 55 here this month, and so 55 with an 18-year-old, a senior in high school. But wouldn't trade a thing for it. He's been a big blessing. Um, Nancy, thanks for saying you like the lives. I'm just on here rambling because honestly, I mean, I don't know. I talked to you a little bit, Debbie, at the meetup, but I am one of those people. You see me face to face. I still have, even though it is probably 80% better, I still have social anxiety, and I feel like when I'm um, walk up and I'm in a conversation with somebody, I feel like I'm the awkward one that's saying something weird or don't know what to say, or just that's me in general. And it has gotten much better with keto, but so for me to get on and talk, it's a big deal because I'm not good. I always say that's how my husband and I ended up together, because I didn't date a whole lot growing up, but when I met him and we started dating, I said, I think the reason we hit it off was because he could talk enough for the both of us. He's not shy, and so I was. And so that made me feel comfortable. And, gosh, we've been in November, we'll be married 24 years. But so, that helps when you've got that other person that is not so shy. That helps a lot. So, I appreciate you guys just spending some time with me and letting me practice on this live. Let's see if I find some more comments on here. Yep, thanks. Shane is a blessing, Debbie. Um, Debbie, I wish we could have talked more too. I like, yeah. It's so funny. Hey, Dustin's on here. Hey, hi, Dustin. See if I can bring up your comment here. I can't get this thing to scroll up. Well, if nothing, I'm good for a good laugh. Dustin says, Sherry, good evening. I'm making dinner for the boys who should have been here by now. Well, if they don't come, you got more to eat, Dustin. Hope you made something good. We had BLTs, and I made Cindy's egg white bread and made buns, and I toasted a bun, had bacon, and let I never buy. This is so bad. I am like, before Jim got sick, he was always the cook. I mean, he loves to cook. He really did. But so when he got sick, and then I had to start cooking, I'm still not good at it. And I have a hard time planning out even a grocery list, trying to plan the meals for the week. And I try to keep simple meals, mostly carnivore, keto-ish. But so I actually bought a head of lettuce, which I hadn't done, and I couldn't tell you how long. But that's what you want if you're going to have a BLT. And so I buy the shredded lettuce because it's easy, and we'll have that when we do a taco bowl or whatever. But we had that BLT, and that was pretty good. I'll definitely have to do that again sometime. Tyler, hey, I'm new here. Oh, hi, Tyler. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Are you already part of other channels, part of the keto community, or are you new to keto? Welcome. We're just glad you came along tonight. This is my very first live, and I'm just here, just talking and enjoying hanging out with everybody. Nothing in particular. We were just talking about our having the old mindset of things that you think you can't do. Like I thought I couldn't do a whole day's worth of cleaning out junk. I thought my body couldn't do that, but I did. And so that's the kind of thing we were kind of just talking about a little bit ago. Um, ooh, ribeye, chicken thighs, and broccoli. How far do you live from me, Dustin? That sounds really good. Enough for 6 or 7 people. Oh my gosh, yeah, I don't think you want to eat all that. Well, I don't know. If you're hungry, maybe close. That sounds really, really good. It's so funny. I'm like the only one in my household who likes ribeyes. Well, Jim likes them, but he has some issues with his teeth, so they're harder to chew. And if I can get it to turn out halfway decent. But even Shane said I made a good steak in the air fryer, so that's our go-to. Our grill, it broke, so I have a George Foreman grill, but I don't think that does very good on steaks. And I tried the cast iron method, like Carnivore Quest, and I, it turned out good, but man, I just think a cast iron takes too much to clean up. I do not want extra cleanup, so I don't. Excuse me, I don't use them very often, but so it's usually my air fryer for a steak. I will do hamburgers on my George Foreman grill. That works pretty good. We eat a lot of. We'll have breakfast for dinner. Sausage and eggs or bacon and eggs. And then, as far as a product that I buy, it's the Real Good chicken tenders. That's an easy meal. I'll do chicken in the crock pot. The ranch, where you put some ranch seasoning. I think I have the Porking Good brand ranch seasoning on some chicken breast and a block of cream cheese, and cook that all day. And then shred it up and put some more cheese and some bacon on it. That's really good. So I try to make things that are easy to make because I am still not a cook. I'm 55 years old, and you can't learn a whole lot more. I just I never liked to cook. It just wasn't my thing, but we're doing the best we can. Um, Debbie says she likes to talk. Let me pull you up here. Like to talk once I feel comfortable around the person, and I hope that makes total sense. And if just telling myself, if even if you have social anxiety, I can have moments of that coming up with family members I've known all my life, and I can be in an awkward conversation and feel weird. Now, like I said, it does not happen as bad since I've been doing keto. I think that helps immensely. But I I had a coworker once, and I was trying to explain what social anxiety was like to me. And and I've like, for one, of course, getting up in front of people and talking, that's extremely difficult. But I tell her, and every now and then I still have this thing. This is going to be funny. I I'll be driving, and when you're driving in town, there's lots of stoplights and stuff. When my social anxiety was really bad, I would be at the stoplight, but in my mind, the person over here and the person over here were staring at me, which I know they weren't. They didn't care. They didn't know who I was. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, just look forward. Just don't look this way. Don't look that way, because I would really feel it. And that's what social anxiety is like, is you feel like you're getting watched and judged by these people when in reality they probably couldn't care less, So that's a little bit of that. But she just thought that was so funny. So she would tease me. She'd be like, "Why didn't you wave at me?" And well, I am not looking out at people. Um, so definitely that does make sense, Debbie, that you got to feel comfortable with the person. And I got to say too, and after going to the meetup, let's see, I'm trying to think, Tyler, I'm not sure if you've ever went to a meetup, Nancy. I don't know if you have, but I think that helped me as far as friendship with you all. Um, there's when you're when you haven't been to one and you've watched people's videos. I've watched Dustin and Cindy and Ready Set Keto, and then you get that. Uh, now, don't get a big head, Dustin, but you know to us, you feel like, there, you guys are a star because you're on video, you're on TV. I watch you on my TV. But then meeting you in person and really um, getting that sense of we're all the same. We're just people. We're just sharing our stories on video, and it takes away that star quality thing, and so you feel more connected. And so I'm really glad that I learned that. And yeah, Dustin says he's awkward and he does it anyway too. I'm with you there. If you saw my very first video, um, and I think I was inspired. I think it was Ready Set Keto, eh, that might have been the first one that, somebody said, just share your story, just make your videos for yourself. That's what I thought I was doing. I thought nobody's going to watch it. I'll just make my own videos and people will watch, maybe one or two. And so, but so my very first video, I think it was like 36 seconds long, and that was just me saying, I'm on here doing a practice video, blah, 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 goodbye, something like that. So each time, I'm still a little nervous, but I really, really feel it's important for just for my own journey to look back on. And I hope 5 years from now to be 50 pounds less than I am now. But this has just been, when Jim was in the hospital and the nursing home and he was gone for 8 months straight, um, I watched you guys' videos almost every night. I'd come home from visiting him and turn my YouTube on. I didn't even watch regular TV anymore. And so, and I just got to where I just, you guys were what I was interested in watching and connecting with, and you kept me keto, at least most of the time. So, um, oh, Debbie, I'm gonna bring you up here. Debbie says, I'm just a little nobody, I feel like. Well, Debbie, so do I. Seriously. Um, so yeah, even if you do like I did, just make some videos and just to get on, tell your story, what you're eating, how you're losing weight, or it doesn't even have to be about a weight loss journey. I don't know what your hobbies are, but you might, you know, heck, what if you like to crochet and you want to share a little bit of tips you learned or something, Um, I think it's helped me a lot just to give me something to focus on outside of all of my problems. So I'd recommend it just for that, just to have be like, yeah, I've got this and this and this stressor, but I've also got my YouTube channel and my friends over there. And so if you do it just for that, just give it a try, Debbie. I'll watch. I'd subscribe to your channel. You're like one of my best friends on here. I still remember when you joined and you were like telling me this when I got confused with. I thought you were Cindy's sister, Deb, and you said you gotta watch Deb's channel or Cindy's channel. So I joined it and started watching Cindy. And then even when I met you, I was confused and thought you were her sister, Debbie. But yeah, and just to see the regular names commenting on your videos, and it really is. You guys are like real friends. We may be on the other side of the computer screen or the phone screen, but I really feel like you guys are all friends, and I appreciate that. I think we all need that. We've got enough negativity in the world. We don't need that anymore. So let's just be friends on here. Let's see if I can find some more comments here. Oops. I think I unpinned you. I'm still learning this thing here. I was trying to get Nancy. There we go. Nancy says, I haven't gone to a meetup. I like the lives to interact with others some. Yeah, that was me too. I mean, I just started just chatting on some lives and getting to know a little bit that way. And, I always, like I said, I think Ready Set Keto, I watched them from the beginning, and Two Crazy Ketos. And it was so funny. And I'm going to tell this on Emily. When we went to the Ohio meetup, I thought, well, nobody's going to know me there. I've never been there, didn't know anybody in person, And Shane and I were sitting over next to the wall where some windows were, and Emily and James got there a little later, and she walked in and she knew me. She was waving at me across the room. Hi, Sherry. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Emily knows who I am. But there was that stardom quality there. And then she came over and she hugged me, and it was like we had been friends forever. And so that's the kind of friendship you get when you go to the meetups. You just really, it's special. And I hope I get to go to more sometime. Um, Keto Simple says, don't feel like anybody. Well, I guess you're better off if you feel like yourself. Well, maybe some days, I don't know. I consider myself just to be a tad bit crazy. And you can ask people that work with me. I am one of those people that can't be serious for too long. I do well to like sit through a funeral and not laugh. I'm terrible, but I'd rather laugh than cry, and that's just my personality. I just can't be serious for too long. But let's see if I can pull somebody else's comment up without deleting you this time. Uh, Debbie says you were really nice, Dustin, when she met you. Aw, Debbie thinks I'm one of her best friends too. And Nancy said, I wished I lived closer. Yeah, I'm not sure where you live, Nancy. I'm in Ohio. And Dustin, let's see if I can highlight this one, Dustin. Oh, I'm crazy, he says. See, you and I had hit it off good, friends, there. I like being crazy. Normal is way overrated. Let's see. You missed it in the beginning, Dustin. I had this set up to do it on my phone because I didn't think you'd be able to hear me on my computer. Well, then I couldn't get the phone to work and had to turn that off, restart, come back, do another one. But we figured it out. Debbie says the meetup in Hilliard, Ohio was her first meetup. Oh, I didn't know that, Debbie. Let's see. When I saw that you were going to that meetup by your video, I was so excited to meet you. Aw, that makes me feel good. Thank you, Debbie. I know it's, I don't put out a lot of videos, especially with being so busy, but I do love it when you guys leave me just even a hi Sherry, how you doing? Because it makes me feel good that somebody cares. And Debbie, I'd be doing the same on yours. You need to get your channel going. Maybe I need to team up with Cindy and have her talk you into that. Yeah, I was going to be on a live. I think it was going to be maybe this month or so. I was going to be on with Cindy, but then everything happened with Jim and going to the hospital. I don't know what's going on with my lighting here, but if it's the sun going down with the window beside me here. So we just kind of postponed that. So sometime I'll be on Cindy's, but I just decided to get brave and just play around with this thing and test it. Like when I did my first practice video, I didn't know a darn thing. And if you watch my channel, you know that I am not good at editing. Honestly, when I do a video, it's all on my phone, and I have an app called Video Up, and I'll just move the videos and pictures to that and I can't really. It was my husband in the background saying, are you still taping? So I'm not good at editing. I would love to be able to, like, I'll see other people will sit down and be talking through a certain thing, and then you'll see that you can tell that they kind of paused and restarted. I can't do that. So you get what you get. And when I'm stumbling all over my words, you get it. That's just me, part of my crazy. So welcome to my crazy. Debbie says she loves to laugh and be around people who joke around. Well, there you go. Hey, Jeff's in here. Hi, Jeff. It was nice to meet you, and you got to be my table mate. And I remember somebody said, I think it was Emily. I don't know. Said they walked in and they thought you and I were together as a couple, because we had matching shirts on and we both had gray hair. And then then they realized, oh well, there's a lot of people with those Keto Ohio shirts on. I thought that was funny. But yeah, Jeff was our table mate there at dinner, and so Shane and I got to meet you, and that was great. And I did get to watch some of your live with Cindy. I still got to go back and listen to all of it because I want to hear your whole story. And I remember talking with you, and that was great. I think we both were nervous. There was that example of a little bit of social anxiety, which was so funny because we were sitting there having dinner together, but then we were both so quiet. We didn't know each other. But, I think the next time, if we meet up again, we'll know each other a little bit more and we can talk better, hopefully. It depends on where we're at, huh? Um, Debbie says, let me bring you up here, Debbie. I would love a channel. I've got some family things going on, but maybe one day. Yeah, I understand that. Believe me, I do. And that's why my videos have been fewer and farther between because, you know, life does get extremely busy. But um, keep well, just come up with your ideas. You got time while you're waiting before you start your channel to come up with some ideas of what you want to put on there. What you know I don't know. I always regret the name that I picked because it's Sherry on a low carb journey, and I'm like, if I ever one day make it to where I make money on YouTube, which 20 years from now, and then if I have a link, it's going to be Sherry on a low carb journey slash blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I have such a long channel name? I have no idea. Um, let's see. Debbie said Emily is so sweet. Love her too. Yes, she definitely is sweet. Sweet in person, just like on the channel. Jeff says very true. So, well, you guys, we've been on here almost an hour, and I planned on just popping in for a few minutes just to test out a live. I'm glad you guys came along and hung out with me for a little bit. Um, Maybe we'll think of something to talk about in the future and have some topics going on. But it just was nice to hang out with you guys. And I better get off of here since Jim was hollering, "Are you done yet?" So you guys have a great night and thanks again. And hopefully we'll get to hang out again now that I figured out how to get this thing working a little bit. And have a great week, you all. I think it's going to be another hot one. So drink your electrolytes and your water. Love you all. Goodbye.